Hello, my name is Alex, and today for my demonstration I'm going to show you how to rig a fishing pole. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, so you have the reel here, you're going to take it and slide it back here and then twist this tight so when you're fishing your reel stays on nice and tight. And the second thing you're going to want to do is to take your line here and run it through the eyes of the fishing pole, which is this right here. And then you're going to want to bring it through this hole here on your reel. You're going to want to bring it through these two holes on the reel and tie your first knot, and then you're going to get your line and then tie a second knot so it's tight, so when you're fishing it doesn't come off. Alright, so now that you have your second knot tied, you're going to take some pliers or scissors or anything like that, and you're going to cut this thing called the tag end, and then it's going to cut down that end of that line. And then you're going to bring your line, you're going to roll it all the way out, forever how much you need to get it through the end, and then you're going to cut that, and you're going to run it through all of these eyes of the fishing rod. Alright, so now that you have all your line through your rod, you're going to pick whichever size hook you like. For me today, I'm going to be using it's called a 3/0 hook. It's about this big. And you're going to bring it, well first, you're going to need your weight, which is going to make your baits go through grass, mud, anything like that to get near the fish. You're going to put that on the line first. And you're just going to drop it down like this. And then you're going to take your hook and you're going to tie on a knot that I call the fisherman's knot. So basically you're going to take your hook and get as much slack as you need and then just twist. However much you like, and then you're going to take that other end and put it through and tie tight knot, just like this. You're going to tie a tight knot just like that, and then you're going to take your pliers again, and you're going to cut this tag end. You're going to cut that tag end. I can't seem to get it. And then you're going to pick any baits you'd like. These are the ones I'm going to be using. This first bait I have here for you is a black and blue. It's a black and blue worm. You can tie that. And you're going to open up your package. So here you have your worm. And then I'm going to show you how to rig the worm onto the hook. You're going to take your worm and stick it into the thicker side and run it all the way up until it starts to curve. And then you're going to push it up a little bit more and then run it back through that side. And once you're to this point, it should look something like this. You're going to push it up and then over the eye of the hook, So it should look something like this. And then you're gonna take this side and there will be little slits in the bait where you stick your sharp end of the hook. And that is how you rig your worms. This is called a Texas rig. And then your weight will come down on the top of the bait and it will allow it to sink further down and get in the front of the fish's face. And the next thing I'm gonna show you is different types of harder baits. This here is called a topwater frog. When you tie that on with this hole right here, you can flick your rod a certain way and it'll walk on the water like this, and fish will come up and explode on it. The next thing I'm going to show you is a square bill crankbait. I've used this one before, as you can tell. It has chips on it. I've hit rocks with it. This has bigger hooks than normal because this is a deep diving crankbait, so it'll go further down in the water than a normal crankbait. And what this is for, this is used during like the spring and fall time. It'll go down and it'll make that rattle noise. The next bait I'm going to show you is, it is called a jig. Here I have the black and blue. This is used for larger bass. You can catch crappie with it, but a lot of people fish with them for bass. There's separate jigs for crappie. And you tie it right here. And typically what you'll do is you'll take some sort of other plastic bait for a jig. For instance, here I have the Yum orange and green crawfish bait. You can take your bait, you have to push your brush guard back here. That's to make sure weeds don't get on your hook. You can take your bait here. It's hollow on the inside, so it'll go right through. You can push it through the back of the bait, and then you can tie it, or you can rig it just like I had that other bait on the hook. And then you can take the other side of the crawfish, and it should end up in the end looking something like this. So when you have that on the end of your rod, it'll look like a crawfish is just swimming, but when the fish bites into it, obviously, it's gonna bite into that hook and you're gonna catch it. I believe that is gonna end my speech. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.